Tonight, disturbing allegations of deep fakes and AI used to create and distribute sexual content without consent.
I understand that there's a lot of information to go through. I anticipate down the road there will be further charges.
Police say there are at least 50 victims. 27 of them are here in Ottawa. 2 men have been charged. A brief, frantic search for a 6-year-old boy reported missing near Hogsback, pulled from the water a short time later.
Drowning happened in extreme silence. You don't hear the person scream, you don't hear the splash of water, and that's what makes it so deadly.
Paramedics unable to save him. And speed cushions designed to make drivers uncomfortable with speeding.
Cars are speeding here at 60, 70 kilometers an hour. It's ridiculous. So whatever we have, it's going to help.
Humps and cushions could be installed at 29 former photo radar locations. Good evening. We begin tonight with an alarming investigation into AI deepfake videos. Ottawa Police charging 2 men for allegedly using the technology to create and distribute sexual content without consent. Police say there are more than 50 victims, and more than half of them are right here in Ottawa. CTV's Josh Marano joins us now with more on this developing story. Josh.
Yeah, Patricia, the investigation began last September after Ottawa Police received a report of harmful online content depicting a woman. Investigators say the case quickly expanded, crossing jurisdictional boundaries and involving the alleged misuse of AI deepfakes and other technology. It started with one report to the Ottawa Police and quickly grew. 2 men now facing dozens of charges after a months-long investigation into the alleged use of artificial intelligence deepfakes to create sexual content without consent.
Oftentimes people are not aware that they are victims. The investigators reaching out.
Ottawa Police confirming they've identified over 50 victims across Canada, ranging from 16 to 55 years old, including 27 women in Ottawa, but say that number could continue to climb.
It is still very much an active investigation, and you will understand that there's a lot of information to go through cell phones and everything else. So I anticipate down the road there will be further charges.
According to court documents, the alleged incidents happened between August 2020 and December 2025. Police arrested Stephen Lowe in February, a 60-year-old man from Nova Scotia. He's facing 79 charges, including harassment, uttering threats, and publishing child sexual abuse material online.
The investigator was able to determine that the individual had resided in Ottawa and had moved from this location as a result of additional judicial authorizations. We were able to determine where the individual was, and as a result, the RCMP assisted with an arrest in Nova Scotia.
Earlier this month, a second arrest. 38-year-old Gregory Van Beek from West Nipissing, Ontario, near North Bay, now faces charges including conspiracy, threats, and publishing intimate images without consent.
Anybody with basically a photo off the internet and a disturbed mind can create basically any video they want of somebody.
Deepfakes are digitally created or manipulated images or videos designed to make a person appear to be doing or saying something they never actually did, created using artificial intelligence.
There's a social awareness around these is an increasing problem. We need to pass laws to stop it, and that is slowly starting to happen.
The charges haven't been proven in court, and the investigation comes as federal government pushes forward with Bill C-16, proposed legislation that would expand Canada's laws around the non-consensual sharing of intimate images to include AI-generated deepfakes and other digitally altered content. Patricia.
CTV's Josh Marano reporting live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, turning now to a tragic incident on the Rideau River. A 6-year-old boy is dead after being pulled from the waters near Mooney's Bay late yesterday afternoon. Police received a call at 5:10 when the child was reported missing near Riverside Drive and Hogsback Road. He was found just a short time later in the river. CTV's Tyler Fleming joins us in studio with the latest on this. Tyler.
Yeah, Patricia, bystanders pulled the boy from the water and began first aid before paramedics arrived and took over, taking the child to hospital in critical condition where he later died. Near Mooney's Bay Beach, along the shores of the Rideau River, a young boy drowned Thursday.
These are very difficult to hear. They happen so quickly.
Police say just after 5 p.m., the 6-year-old child was reported missing around the area of Hogsback Road and Riverside Drive. Shortly after, he was seen in the water.
A bystander pulled him out, started CPR until resuscitation was taken over by paramedics. Paramedics continued resuscitation on scene and during transport to the hospital with the help of Ottawa firefighters.
He died in hospital.
It is really sad. It's really sad.
Fuad Deep comes here to fish, today reflecting on a young life lost and the dangers of open water. A few years ago, his friend drowned in the Ottawa River.
The boat, overturned and they lost him.
And earlier this month, a toddler drowned along the banks of the Ottawa River.
Drowning happened in extreme silence. You don't hear the person scream, you don't hear the splash of water, and that's what makes it so deadly.
We have ring buoy stations throughout the city. The biggest thing is know your environment.
Sean Duffy with the Life Saving Society says those around open water must understand the dangers of its depths, undertow, and that if you do fall in, life jackets are critical to survival. Adding swimming lessons are an important component as well.
You'll learn skills on how to support yourself in the water that could save your life, but you'll also learn awareness. Parents of children will learn the risk factors and how to make safer choices to keep them and their families safe.
I lost one of my friends. He had a small boat, but he never had a life jacket. You have to be very, very cautious.
Police say they are investigating and that support services are being offered to the child's family as well as the emergency responders involved. Patricia.
CTV's Tyler Fleming live for us tonight. Thank you. And we do have extended coverage of water safety tips and more on the drowning in the Rideau River online at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Well, speed cameras are out, but speed cushions may be in. The city could receive millions of dollars in provincial funding to install new traffic calming measures after the Ford government banned photo radar last year. But many residents wonder if they will be as effective. CTV's Peter Szperling joins us in studio with more on this. Peter.
Patricia, many residents I spoke with today say they'd rather see a photo radar camera than a speed bump.
Work is underway to install a speed cushion here in an effort to slow traffic down on Nina Eguren's East Ottawa Street.
Cars are speeding here at 60, 70 kilometers an hour. It's ridiculous. So whatever we have, it's going to help.
But she'd rather see a
speed camera. Speed camera. With the speed camera, at least they would get like a fine, right? So I was never in agreement of getting rid of those, especially like there were schools around here.
The province banned photo radar last fall, and while her street didn't have a speed camera, areas that did could be getting traffic calming measures like speed bumps and speed cushions.
So what exactly is the difference between a speed bump and a speed cushion? Well, this one is under construction in East Ottawa, and when finished, councillors say vehicles like fire trucks will be able to go right through it without having to slow down, whereas regular cars will need to.
This only applies to 2-lane roads. You can't do this on a 4-lane road. But on the side streets, this is what the actions we're going to take to ensure that we try to slow traffic down.
The City of Ottawa is eligible to receive nearly $24 million in funding from the province to implement traffic calming measures and signs at former photo radar locations.
I wish they would have left them in the school zones.
Data from the city shows more drivers have been speeding in school zones since the cameras were turned off.
You know, when it was there, they slowed down a bit, but now it's really bad.
Shannon Villeneuve would like to see the one along Queen Mary Street come back and doesn't think speed humps will make a difference.
That's not going to do much. They'll just go fast over it.
Back on Eguren Street, residents are mixed about speed cushions.
I think it'd probably slow them down.
I don't know if that's going to help. Like, I think it's going to be better than what was in there before, honestly, but I don't know.
Patricia, according to a city report, proposed measures at 84 former photo radar locations will require provincial approval, and all projects must be completed by the end of March 2028.
All right, CTV's Peter Szperling live for us tonight. Thank you. Still ahead, a painstaking exodus plant by plant as a community garden is closing down for remedial work, leaving residents feeling uprooted. That story coming up. Well, here's a live look now through our Centennial Glass Skycam. 15 degrees out there right now, a little cooler than last evening. Certainly felt cool if you were out in this afternoon when the wind was really gusting. We do have a special weather statement in effect. Those strong winds this afternoon at some points were predicted to be close to 80 kilometres an hour. I know right here in the market around 4 o'clock it was gusting to about 50 or 60 kilometres and everything was blowing all over the place. Now that special weather statement is expected to be removed into this evening as those winds die down. As we take a look at our situation and conditions through the next 24 hours or so. 15 degrees at 8 o'clock with a mix of sun and cloud. 10 tomorrow morning. Slight chance of showers in the morning, but overall it's going to be a nice sunny Saturday for you. 16 degrees by the noon hour, 19 at 4. Still a little bit cooler than what we are going to see by midweek next week as we move into June. Right now in the capital it is 15 degrees. We hit a high of 20 today, and there is a pretty good chance we will continue to see some shower activity in the capital this evening. Well, the mayor of Smiths Falls is speaking out after hateful graffiti was found on town property this week. It comes as many municipalities in Eastern Ontario are getting set to celebrate Pride Month. CTV's Kimberly Fowler joins us live in studio with more. Kimberly.
Well, Patricia, unfortunately, this isn't the first time property in Smiths Falls decorated for Pride Month has been vandalized. The town installed 2 rainbow crosswalks at Church and Beckwith Streets that were defaced back in the summer of 2023. And now this. These are some of the photos shared yesterday by the town of Smiths Falls showing the graffiti on the Pride crosswalk and on the gazebo outside Town Hall. Now, the words are blurred, but Mayor Sean Pankow is condemning the vandalism, saying he's beyond disappointed by the act. Now, the mayor posted a statement to the town's website and social media pages saying, in part, the graffiti that appeared on town property overnight is deeply disturbing and completely out of line with the values of Smiths Falls and the people who call this community home. I'm beyond disappointed by this act of discrimination and intolerance. Now, the vandalism was quickly cleaned up, but Mayor Pankow adds that the town is working closely with the Smiths Falls Police Service to identify those responsible. Patricia.
CTV's Kimberly Fowler live for us tonight. Thank you. Well, investigators are searching for the cause of a massive house fire in Manotick last night. According to Ottawa Fire Services, multiple people called 911 around 5:45 last night saying flames and smoke were visible from the home on Brevard Drive near the Rideau River. By the time crews arrived on scene, the home was fully engulfed in flames. It took around 4 hours to get the blaze under control. Fortunately, no one was injured. And 2 people were treated for smoke inhalation after a fire at an apartment building in the city's West End last night. It broke out around 8:45 p.m. on the 4th floor of a building on Regina Street in the Lincoln Heights neighborhood. Crews managed to stop the fire from spreading. Ottawa Police stopped a truck driver hauling a trailer with 10 missing wheels today. The driver was pulled over around 6 a.m. on Leicester Road. The trailer was supposed to have 12 wheels, but only had 2. Police say the trailer also had no operational brakes. The driver was taking it to a scrap yard. The company and driver are facing multiple charges. The Ontario man at the heart of an international murder investigation pleaded guilty to 14 charges of aiding and abetting suicide today. As a result, murder charges against Kenneth Law were withdrawn by the Crown. Law was accused of selling deadly substances online to people at risk of self-harm, some of whom went on to take their own lives. CTV's John Woodward reports.
Yeah, today is heavy, for sure.
Heavy for Kim Prosser, the mother of Ashton Prosser Blake, who was headed to university in Toronto before he died by suicide at 19 years old.
I carry forward his legacy in my heart and my soul.
Prosser, among dozens of families coming to Newmarket Courthouse to hear the guilty plea of Kenneth Law, who arrived in an OPP transport truck as media from around the world watched. Law was a trained engineer and former chef at an upscale Toronto hotel, but he also had a side business selling a meat preservative that in high doses is deadly, a product he marketed under a pseudonym on websites aimed at suicidal people. CTV News has tracked 150 deaths around the world tied to those products, the youngest just 16 years old. Court heard his income from the sales neared $300,000 using sales and payment platforms of Shopify and PayPal, the most recent death in January.
Para prevenir más muertes.
The father of an 18-year-old who died, Yesenia Bedoya Lopez, said he hopes the judge sends a message to stop anyone considering selling the product. Thanks to his guilty pleas, Law avoids a murder conviction and won't do life in prison. It emerged that British authorities won't charge him there either.
Some of these suicide websites marketed Law's products as a painless way to die, but the facts read out in court show that that is not true. Some of the people called 911 complaining of pain and vomiting, wishing that they had not taken the substance and didn't want to die, but by the time they had consumed the product, it was too late.
I walk with him in my heart in everything that I do. My passion, my drive, my everything is walking with my son.
Prosser is not pushing for a stiff sentence, just hoping that the trauma Law's actions caused can stop. John Woodward, CTV News.
New data from Stats Canada shows the country's economy slipping into a technical recession. Economic growth stalled in the first quarter of this year, and real gross domestic product was slightly negative on an annualized basis. The agency mainly blames higher imports of gold and a weak month of March for Canada's resource extraction industries, such as mining, oil and gas, and forestry. Real GDP has now declined for 2 consecutive quarters, which meets the definition of a technical recession, a term the opposition leader disagrees with.
There's nothing technical about having an empty stomach because you can't afford paying the worst food inflation in the G7. There's nothing technical about coming home from work and telling your kids that you no longer have a job and that they're going to have to sell the house because Canada has the second highest unemployment in the G7. That is not technical, it is real. This is a full-blown Liberal recession.
The finance minister told the House of Commons he remains confident about the Canadian economy. Well, Canada's outgoing Governor-General was honoured by the Prime Minister for her service today, but her legacy will not end with this title.
Mary Simon has taken on enormous challenges and approached them with wisdom, determination, and an unwavering commitment to her people and public service. Your Excellency, you've reminded us that reconciliation is a responsibility to be lived day after day in how we listen, how we learn, and how we act. And throughout your lifetime of service, you've embodied the responsibility with that wisdom, compassion, and unwavering purpose.
When we heal from a trauma or from any kind of mental health illness, it could be serious, it could be minor, anything can happen in our lives. And we need to feel that the person that is helping us to heal understands who we are, where we come from, and what our culture is. And it's not just Inuit, but it's all cultures.
The Prime Minister announced a new project he says will carry on the work close to the Governor-General's heart. The Mary Simon Catalyst for Mental Wellness will provide counselling, culturally grounded services, and peer-led mental health care to Northern and Indigenous communities.
It is extremely important to teach people about adaptive sports because not all sports are meant for able-bodied people.
Coming up, the Wheelchair Basketball Championships are coming to the capital, and today some of the big names at City Hall had a taste of what it takes to compete at any level. Here's a live look now through our Centennial Glass Skycam. Oh, looks a little windy out there right now. 15 degrees in the capital. We'll have your full weather details coming up.
Ottawa is always on the move.
We're a big city
with a laid-back vibe,
where foodies love their sweets
and markets bursting with flavor,
wrapped up in waterways
and hot summer days.
This is a city where culture is on display.
And the future
meets the past,
where people come together.
Always proud,
often loud,
and positively the best place to live.
We move with you, Ottawa!
Well, taking a look at the roads on your Friday, everything there seems to be moving pretty well, although we still are seeing some slowdowns in the spot. We've been seeing slowdowns for the last couple of weeks. That Woodruff, Pinecrest area still fairly backed up. Was miserable mid-afternoon today, but has improved somewhat since then. Well, Ottawa will play host this year to the Wheelchair Basketball World Championships. And today, on Accessibility Day, we got a preview of the event with a focus on the athletes' achievements and abilities. Here's CTV's Camille Wilson.
In this friendly competition between the Ottawa Carleton Wheelchair Sports Association and Ottawa councillors, it's not about the score, but the message.
It was really nice being out here, but this is just where it starts.
Sabrina DeMasso started playing wheelchair basketball in 2022 when she was no longer able to play able-bodied.
I played soccer before, and wheelchair basketball is really just a gateway for me to open a door of other adaptive sports because there wasn't a lot available in Ottawa at the time.
The 23rd Annual Accessibility Day to understand how important accessibility is in the community.
It's a great opportunity for the city to showcase ourselves as leaders in accessibility, and again, that push to keep doing better and keep doing more.
Really important, I think, for all of us to understand how people experience recreation in a way that's different than we experience it on a day-to-day basis.
The day goes beyond sport to demonstrate how an inclusive city is a stronger one.
It is extremely important to teach people about adaptive sports because not all sports are meant for able-bodied people.
Accessibility Day in Ottawa.
Mayor Mark Sutcliffe proclaiming May 29th Accessibility Day in Ottawa.
We want Ottawa to be a livable city for everyone, and we don't want anybody to feel like their experience is less than someone else's experience. So it's really important that we make Ottawa as accessible and as inclusive as possible.
Tyler Miller and Lee Melamick will play for Canada when the Wheelchair Basketball World Championships arrive in Ottawa this fall.
A lot of people think wheelchair basketball is maybe easy, but you get them in a chair and it's very humbling. Sometimes, learning a new sport can be that.
Wheelchair basketball is a great sport because it includes different people of all abilities, from certain disabilities, cerebral palsy, spinal cord injury, to amputations, and even able-bodied athletes can compete. So it's a great inclusive sport.
The 2026 Wheelchair Basketball World Championships taking place September 9th to 19th, welcoming 28 teams from around the world. Camille Wilson, CTV News.
After some pretty good sunshine this week, today was somewhat gray and showers are arriving heading into the weekend. This groundhog out here popping up to say hello did not seem to mind the strong winds that were blowing through the capital today. Very windy this afternoon and into this evening. A chance of showers tonight and overnight, but the sunshine is expected to return tomorrow. As we take a look at what you are anticipating, and there's some shower activity moving through the capital this evening. And yes, it was very windy this afternoon. We do still have a special weather statement in effect for the capital, so strong winds are a possibility. Those gusts, seems like we've had a very windy spring in Ottawa, but tomorrow should be much better. We'll get to those details in just a moment, but let's take a look at how others are faring across the country. 4 degrees in St. John's today, 6 in Charlottetown, 8 degrees with a mix of sun and cloud in Halifax. As we move into Quebec and Ontario, a very cool day in Quebec City today, just 10 degrees. Toronto seeing 24 and Windsor 25 and mostly sunny. Again, the heat in the prairies continues to be something that they are concerned with there. Winnipeg, a mix of sun and cloud and 32 degrees. 31 in Regina, 33 in Saskatoon. Edmonton and Calgary in the mid-20s with a bit of a mixed bag. Edmonton seeing some showers, maybe a thunderstorm in that area as well. Out to Vancouver, 17 degrees with the sunshine. Look at Yellowknife today, one of the hot spots in the country, really, at 27 degrees. So overnight tonight, we're going to dip down to single-digit territory right here in Ottawa. Pretty good sleeping weather if you have those windows open. 9 degrees, mostly cloudy, slight chance of a shower overnight. 9 degrees along the Seaway as well. Kingston and Trenton seeing that a little cooler in Bancroft and in Kitigan-Zibi overnight tonight. Maniwaki will see 8 degrees. Tremblant, 7. Gatineau, 10, along with Petawawa and Kemptville, 9 degrees overnight. So tomorrow for your Saturday, looks like this, mostly sunny, a few clouds in the Ottawa area, maybe a few more of them depending where you are. 22 degrees in Pembroke tomorrow along the Seaway. We'll see 21 in Trenton and 20 degrees in Kingston, a little cooler in Brockville at 19. And your Saturday high in Petawawa, 22 degrees tomorrow, 19 in Kemptville, 19 in Montreal as well. A cool day in the mountains and Mont-Tremblant, 20 degrees in Gatineau, up in Maniwaki, mostly sunshine, and 21 degrees. Your 7-day forecast is brought to you by Davidson Hearing Aid Centre, celebrating over 80 years in family business. All right, so Saturday, 20 degrees with that mostly sunny skies, another cool overnight, then 21 on Sunday with a pretty good chance we will see some showers. Peaks of sunshine as well, though. A little warmer on your Monday. Sunshine, a few clouds, a chance of showers, about 40%. 22 on Tuesday. Warmer temperatures midweek, first week of June, 24, 27, and 26. Well, Ottawa tennis superstar Gabby Dabrowski and her doubles partner are on a roll in Paris at the French Open, heading to the next round. Dabrowski and her partner, Louisa Stefani, were winners today in a 3-set match. They move through to the third round. They're seeded 4th in this tournament. The Ottawa Red Blacks continue their preseason tonight. The Red Blacks at home at TD Place, taking on the Montreal Alouettes tonight at 7 p.m. This week, the Red Blacks named their starting quarterback for the regular season, Jake Mayer, over Red Blacks veteran Drew Brown. The Red Blacks finished last season with 4 wins and 14 losses. Some Canadian basketball stars have key roles as the NBA Western Conference Finals goes to a Game 7. The San Antonio Spurs and Oklahoma City Thunder play tomorrow night in Oklahoma. Canadian Thunder star Shai Gilgeous-Alexander struggled in Game 6. He and his Canadian teammate Lou Dort hope to bounce back. The Spurs have their own Canadian star, Kelly Olynyk. The winner will play Eastern champion New York Knicks.
It's so upsetting. I've practically lived out here for all those years, and everyone's done so much work.
Well, coming up, why is a Sandy Hill community garden suddenly closing? It could be about the conflict growing between members. We have a new pop quiz online tonight. You can test your knowledge of the week's news. Take the quiz at ctvnewsottawa.ca. Our popular Team of the Week segment is back. If you want to be a part of our Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week, upload your video to ctvnewsottawa.ca. A community garden in Sandy Hill is unexpectedly closing just as gardening season gets underway. The city says it needs to address organizational and safety issues as some members raise concerns about conflicts between gardeners. The Strathcona Heights Community Garden is located on Wiggins Private near Lees Avenue. CTV's Natalie Van Roy reports.
I got from her.
Hildegard Henderson has been a member of this Ottawa Community Garden for 30 years. She's devastated it's temporarily closing.
It's so upsetting. I've practically lived out here for all those years, and everyone's done so much work. If I phone some of my nieces...
Henderson is slowly transplanting all of her flowers and plants after getting notice items need to be removed by June 1st before access is restricted.
And some of these flowers, they go back decades and decades, to when I was a kid gardening with my mother. So they mean a lot to me.
Many find great comfort gardening here.
It's devastating. Came to gardening because my mother was ill, and she asked me to help her clean up some of her gardens while she was ill, and she passed away.
It means food sovereignty, food security. As an Indigenous woman, it means connecting to the earth.
CTV News has obtained an email from the city to the garden plot members that states the site will remain closed for the upcoming season as the city undertakes remedial work and organizational measures to ensure the garden's long-term safety, sustainability, and success. Some gardeners here say there have been conflicts between members.
Some have left quietly without saying anything to anyone, and then others have left being very vocal about what has been going on. Thought that might have been part of the reason why the city was taking over the garden.
The city says during the closure, the focus will be on strengthening organizational stability and governance, ensuring appropriate insurance coverage, reviewing and addressing health, safety, and accessibility standards, and engaging in community consultations.
I have no idea what the future holds for this. I've heard that there are going to be some raised beds, and that's all I know.
It's not clear when the garden will reopen. The letter to residents says timelines will be shared as they become available. Natalie Van Roy, CTV News.
In tonight's big picture, a rocket belonging to billionaire Jeff Bezos' space company exploded during a test in Florida last night. Blue Origin says its new Glenn rocket exploded during an engine firing test at Cape Canaveral, sending a massive fireball into the sky. This all happened ahead of a satellite launch planned for next week. Officials say no one was injured in the incident. Bezos says it's too early to know the cause of the explosion. Now, some other stories you need to know right now. An Ottawa councillor is raising concerns about the Department of National Defence's plan to address a parking shortage at its Carling Avenue campus. That location has about 10,000 employees, but only 5,000 parking spots. And workers say there just aren't enough spaces even before they head back to the office 4 days a week this summer. DND says it's looking at several measures, including shuttle services and temporarily converting nearby sports fields into parking. But Councillor Teresa Kavanagh says turning green space into parking is not the answer and is encouraging more public transit and active transportation options. It's a good time to fill up your gas tank heading into the weekend. Many stations here in Ottawa saw prices fall another 3 cents overnight to about $1.70 or lower. According to Canadians for Affordable Energy President Dan McTagg, this is the lowest price for gas in about a month. More than 50,000 Canada Post workers have until tomorrow to vote on whether or not to accept a new 5-year contract. The labour unrest has dragged on for over 2 years, with workers taking to the picket lines several times. The Canadian Union of Postal Workers has asked its members to turn down the latest offer. The tentative deal was reached late last year, which included wage increases. Canada Post says it has lost over $5 billion since 2018 and will eventually be ending most door-to-door deliveries.
It's basically a citywide treasure hunt. So residents can go out, peruse their neighborhood, they get to know their neighbors, and they get to find things that hopefully give them a second life, keep them in cycle.
This weekend, you can leave your unwanted items at the curb for someone else to find. The citywide event, called Giveaway Weekend, runs this Saturday and Sunday. To participate, the city says you can put your gently used items at the curb with a free sign.
Goss to Spare, and away goes Blake. 2-on-1 with Stankovic. Jackson Blake, Stankovic scores, and it's 3-0. Carolina.
It is a must-win game for the Habs tonight. They face elimination from the Stanley Cup playoffs. The Carolina Hurricanes lead the Eastern Conference Final 3-1 after beating the Canadiens 4-0 in Montreal on Wednesday. If Montreal loses, it will officially be another year without a Canadian team hoisting the cup. That hasn't happened since the Habs won back in 1993.
We are committed to growing this relationship responsibly with a goal of increasing exports to China.
Coming up, details on today's meetings between Canada's Prime Minister and China's Foreign Minister here in Ottawa today.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal. Get the latest live local breaking news. Sign up now for our morning and evening CTV News Ottawa newsletter. The best local content from CTV News, Your Morning Ottawa, and News Talk 580 CFRA. Get it all in one place. Sign up now at ctvnewsottawa.ca. The CTV News Ottawa newsletter is brought to you in part by CAA Business.
China's Foreign Affairs Minister is in Ottawa, beginning a 3-day visit that includes meetings with Prime Minister Carney and Foreign Affairs Minister Nina Eguren. It's the first visit of its kind in a decade and has already sparked protests on Parliament Hill. CTV's Abigail Beeman reports.
China's foreign minister welcomed by the Prime Minister as well as his Canadian counterpart, Nina Eguren. Wang Yi spoke of record-high engagement with Eguren and a relationship between the two nations that has turned around, now growing and improving with major economic and trade concerns, as he says, properly addressed.
We are committed to growing this relationship responsibly with a goal of increasing exports to China by 50% by 2030, while safeguarding Canada's economic and national security, interests, and values.
There would need to be some clarity about what are those guardrails, what kind of investment from China is welcome, in what sectors, and where we would actually continue to hold the red line.
The opposition leader asked if he believed Mark Carney would raise issues of human rights abuses.
Of course not. He won't do anything to make Beijing unhappy.
A former Canadian diplomat in Beijing who has met Wang Yi more than once over the decades believes human rights will be discussed and that China is likely to raise Taiwan.
We do have to reflect our values in these discussions. And from my experience, particularly behind closed doors, it's possible, necessary in my view, to speak frankly to Chinese leaders about our own concerns. And I guarantee you they will speak frankly about theirs.
The Prime Minister heads back to China for the second time later this year for the APEC summit, while this visit by the Foreign Minister could set the stage for a visit to Canada by China's President Xi. China watchers say to look towards the end of this year when the president already has plans to visit the United States. Abigail Beeman, CTV News, Ottawa.
Signs tonight that the Strait of Hormuz could be one step closer to opening. President Donald Trump says the U.S. blockade on the critical shipping route will be lifted. Trump made the announcement on Truth Social today, saying ships stuck in the strait can begin heading home. After the war began back in February, Iran blocked tankers from traveling through the strait. The U.S. then set up its own blockades on Iranian ports. It's still not clear if Iran will be lifting its blockade.
There's no jurisdiction that's hosting a World Cup right now that is releasing the detailed information that is being released by the province of British Columbia.
Just how much will it cost for Canadian cities to host the World Cup? Likely much more than budgeted. That story is next.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal. Hey. CTV and TSN 1200 want you to be the Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. Your team could win $1,000 for new equipment, tournament fees, or an incredible team party.
Shoot us a quick video uploaded at ctvottawa.ca. Whether it's hockey, ringette, choir, band, or any team in between. Each week, the winning team will join us live in studio at CTV Ottawa at 6 to claim their prize.
Enter today for your chance to be Myers Automotive Group Team of the Week. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
It is Friday night, and it is time now to check in with our iHeartRadio Weekender, Tanea Taylor. Tanea.
Kicking it off today with the Ottawa Asian Festival Night Market. This runs through Sunday at Le Breton Flats. There's food, music, live performances, and so much more to check out all weekend long. Next up today, the Ottawa Chinatown Night Market. This is also happening through Sunday. It's on Somerset Street West with street food, live entertainment, lion dances, martial arts displays, and lots more. Last on the list today is the Capo All-Stars Matinee. This is happening tomorrow afternoon at Irene's Pub. You can enjoy live music, prizes, and a special raffle, all in support of Ottawa Blues for Youth. Such a great cause. Make sure you check it out. As usual, lots more to do around the capital this weekend. The full list and all the details at ctvottawa.ca/weekenders. For the iHeartRadio Weekenders, I'm Tanea Taylor. Have a great one.
iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford, Ottawa's newest and largest Ford store, and Eastern Ontario's Ford EV leader.
On the heels of a report claiming World Cup games in Toronto and Vancouver could cost a combined $1 billion, we now know that number is going up. BC releasing updated figures today showing Vancouver's cost climbing to more than $100 million per match. Here's CTV's Andrew Johnson.
Hosting 7 World Cup games inside Vancouver's BC Place will cost more or less, depending how you look at the math. And the province says it's leading the tournament in transparency.
There's no jurisdiction that's hosting a World Cup right now that is releasing the detailed information that is being released by the province of British Columbia.
A year ago, it estimated FIFA could cost British Columbians up to $624 million. Today, the figure is $729 million, an increase of more than $100 million. But projected revenue and cost recovery estimates are also higher, projected at $478 million last year. Today, $615. The bottom line, the province says overall net hosting costs have dropped by more than $30 million and are now estimated at $114 million.
Thanks to disciplined planning, strong financial oversight, and higher projected revenues.
The biggest revenue generator so far has been a 2.5% tax on all visitors to Vancouver booking short-term accommodation that will remain in effect until 2030. Over the next 5 years, BC says it will score $1 billion more in spin-off tourism. Sports economist Moshe Lander believes the benefit is being overstated and the losses from tourists and locals avoiding the city during FIFA ignored.
I don't want to be around that chaos. I want to be able to enjoy Vancouver in all of its beauty where it's not overcrowded with soccer hooligans. So you know what? I'm going to Kelowna instead.
A final answer to the question of, is it all worth it? Likely won't come for years. It all starts in exactly 2 weeks when the home team will hit the field in Toronto for the first World Cup game ever held in Canada. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
Coming up, a big lottery win for an Ottawa homeless shelter worker. Details just ahead. Taking a live look through our Centennial Glass Skycam. These wind gusts, really crazy right now. You can see it with the camera shaking. We have a special weather statement letting people know this wind could continue for the next little bit into the evening. Very windy this afternoon as well. It's going to calm down overnight. Could see a shower or two overnight, but we have sunshine back in the forecast for you tomorrow. We'll tell you about that coming up.
You're watching CTV News with Patricia Boal.
The National Capital Region is jam-packed with incredible experiences you don't want to miss. Hey, it's Tanea Taylor, your iHeartRadio Weekender, powered by Barhaven Ford. Get the inside scoop on all the biggest and best events every Thursday, Friday, and Saturday on CTV, Move 100, Pure Country 94, TSN 1200, and News Talk 580 CFRA. iHeartRadio Weekenders is powered by Barhaven Ford. Find your wild. More Bronco sports, more ways to roam this summer.
Monday on Your Morning Ottawa, we celebrate Ontario's best butter tart festival with Chapman's ice cream and their special new flavor. Tune in on CTV or stream us live on Crave.
Hairstyles, courtesy of Salon Fiorella.
Here's what's on CTV tonight. Canada's World Cup roster reveal, the final 26 making the Canadian team. Celebrity Wheel of Fortune, W5 Avery Haynes investigates, and Boston Blue. And here's a recap of the top stories we are following right now.
There's a lot of information to go through cell phones and everything else. So I anticipate down the road there will be further charges.
2 men facing charges after allegedly using artificial intelligence to create deepfake videos of sexual content without consent. Ottawa police say there are more than 50 victims, more than half of them in Ottawa.
Drowning happened in extreme silence. You don't hear the person scream, you don't hear the splash of water.
A 6-year-old boy has died after he was pulled from the Rideau River near Mooney's Bay last night. He was reported missing in the area shortly before falling into the water.
Cars are speeding here at 60, 70 kilometers an hour. It's ridiculous. So whatever we have, it's going to help, I'm hoping.
The city plans to install new speed humps and cushions in areas where there used to be photo radar cameras, but many residents say they're skeptical whether they will be as effective. One final look at the forecast now. On your Friday night, we have a lot of wind this evening. We could see a shower or two overnight, and then we'll wake up to 10 degrees, slight chance of showers early, but for the most part, we are going to see sunny skies tomorrow, not as windy in the morning. As you can see, they're out of the northeast at 20 kilometers an hour. 20 degrees for the high tomorrow. Still the cool overnights for the next few days. On Sunday, you'll see mostly sunny skies. Could see a shower, though, about a 60% chance. 21 degrees for your Sunday. 23 with a mix of sun and cloud and a chance of showers on Monday. 22 degrees on Tuesday. Then it really starts to warm up into some summer-type temperatures as we get midweek. Wednesday, a mix of sun and cloud, 24 degrees. A couple of 27s on the board there as well. And we are, of course, into June next week and looking forward to that. Well, time now to check in to see what our news team will be working on tonight. CTV's Kimberly Fowler is here and on the desk for us at 11:30. Kimberly?
Yeah, Patricia was announced today. Drew Brown is out. Jake Meyer is in at quarterback this season for the Red Blacks. They're playing their final preseason match before the CFL season opens up next week. And again, you can stay right here on CTV. We'll have more on Canada's men's World Cup roster. Going out on a limb here, Ottawa's Jonathan David. I'm pretty sure he'll be making the team. Canada's soccer and head coach Jesse March. He'll be officially unveiling Canada's 26-man roster for the 2026 FIFA World Cup. And it all starts off here in a couple of minutes from now. And you can get the news anytime, anywhere at ctvnewsottawa.ca. And join me tonight for CTV News at 11:30.
You're going to have to keep that on or you won't be doing your job properly. Just always fun in the newsroom having the screens going. And finally for us tonight, this is fun too. So an individual who works at a homeless shelter here in Ottawa celebrating a big lottery win. Yes, Edward R. won the Instant Cash for Life grand prize. He bought his tickets at the Brown's Your Independent Grocer in Stittsville. The grand prize is $1,000 a week for life. I always think that would be really, really good. Yeah, Edward opted for the lump sum, though. The prize of $675,000, also not bad. He says he and his wife are hoping to purchase a new home and invest for the future. Congratulations to him.
For sure. Would you choose a lump sum or?
I don't know. I feel like I love the idea of that security of it coming in every week, but I think in the moment you're probably like, give me the money.
Exactly.
You want to put that in the bank account. Yeah, and then maybe distribute it a little bit or go buy yourself some ribs maybe at Rib Fest.
Oh, yeah.
Sparks there.
I'm looking forward to this. It's going on all weekend long, so I'm going to sneak out and get some ribs.
I might see you there. Yeah. It's pretty tempting when you see them on the grill like that. I hope you have a chance to get out, eat ribs, or do whatever brings you pleasure this weekend. A good weekend. We'll see you back here on Monday.